Hi, and welcome back to another training session with the Institution of Health Science in collaboration with the CellQuicken and the Circle 2 Care Network. In this tutorial, I'm briefly going to be discussing potential talking points for you as an affiliate marketer to have with your potential new client. If you haven't had the time to watch the full product presentation video, I would advise for you to do so before continuing watching any of the tutorials. If you have watched the product presentation video, I would advise for you to make a few notes and think about when you discuss or meet with a potentially new client. On some of the previous tutorials, I have already covered specific talking points. In this specific tutorial, I'm going to be discussing creating the benefit in the consumer's mind to understand why they should invest in the CellQuicken device. Now, the first part as an affiliate marketer is to firstly ask the questions that nobody wants to ask or really wants to answer. So after asking the hard questions and determining your client's viewpoint and understanding on health, medication and their future, it's about now making the CellQuicken fit into their picture, helping them see a future that is disease-free, medication-free, no warning labels, no drugs, no side effects, and no dangerous consequences from long-term use. Now, the CellQuicken is a self-care device, which means the client will take back their own health into their own hands. Now, this means a lot to a lot of people out there because of the inability to really understand your own body and to really be in control of the health of it. You will be empowering a couple or a family or an individual in taking back ownership of their own body. Now, this is important because a lot of people feel that they are unable to really care for themselves because they are not adequately informed when it comes to healthcare and what good, suitable healthcare is. Now, with the CellQuicken device and the analyzer tool, allowing the client to actually get an in-depth view of their body and how their body functions, they'll be able to start taking back some of that control to start changing their lives. With the incorporation of the CellQuicken device, they can really change the future outlook that they have for themselves and that of their family. So the big question would be is, why would a client hesitate in purchasing a unit? If you've done the correct things as an affiliate, you should have your client sitting at the end of the meeting understanding that they need to invest in the unit. Now, sometimes clients will have reasons for not investing. They need to think a little bit about it, or they might not have the money right now, and a lot of the times it's okay for a client and to give them the space needed. But after you've met with a potential client, you would have needed to create the right amount of interest in that client's mind that when you leave and walk out the front door, that they cannot envision their lives without the use of the CellQuicken device, that they would become unsure and uncertain about the current way that they are doing healthcare, the use of their medication, and the future of their lives and the quality of life, so that that client can come to a decision rather sooner than later. Another reason for pushing a client to purchase now is obviously because of the coupons and discounts available with current promotional periods. At the same time, it is important to note that we are very dependent on the US, and the dollar exchange rate can have a drastic effect on the actual cost of the CellQuicken device. If they wait longer, the price might go up. Now, a lot of clients will tell you, but I don't have the money right now, or let me see, I'll be able to get the money in maybe 2 months or 3 months from now. It's very important for you to then be able to talk a bit of financial with your client. A lot of clients that do have credit cards will be able to purchase the unit on their credit card, even if they pay half of it up front and put the rest on a budget facility. Some credit card companies give up to 60 or 90 days interest free on that capital that they lend, which means that if they purchase today, they don't need to worry about the price increasing over the next few weeks, and they'll still be able to pay off the CellQuicken in a period that will suit them without adding any additional stress into their family or their financial situation. At the same time, a lot of clients out there will have specific policies or maybe annuities or trust funds available that they're constantly putting money towards for their old day, instead of now having to wait until you are old and needing the money and the frail care and the medication. Start taking some of that money out now and invest in a unit that can start changing your life from today and actually prevent future costs and expenses, as we all know that the expense of living in the 21st century is pretty high, but that of living in a special frail care facility or within an estate or in a retirement village is even higher, and the affordability on that becomes a very big concern versus changing your current state of health, ensuring you're healthy and your vitality for the next 20 years to come. You can inevitably avoid being dependent on these factors when moving into a retirement village, or potentially have no need to actually relocate into a retirement village or need to go for frail care. So there's a lot of questions that you can ask your client in regards to the CellQuicken, but the big tip that I'm going to give you today is, first of all, build a good, strong relationship with your client. Determine their needs or current understanding with healthcare, medication, and their future health over the next 10 or 20 years. Introduce the CellQuicken as an alternative and make them understand that what they are currently doing might not be enough to ensure the future picture that they've painted for themselves. Illustrate and understand and explain to them how the CellQuicken can drastically and effectively change that outlook on their life and potentially give them a new lease on life, allowing them to actually restart or take up specific activities, sports, or interests due to the fact that they will not be bedridden or they are no longer victim of pain, discomfort, illness, or disease. After you've done this, also try and explain and get the client to understand that the CellQuicken is not just a once-off treatment device, but the CellQuicken will constantly save you money over the next 10 to 20 years because we've got chronic and acute conditions that we can treat, and the treatment of them can be developed by themselves in the comfort of their own home. Alternatively, they connect with our doctors network and they'll be able to assist with the treatment plan as well. Also remember that the program comes with 7,000 different applications, really making the application of the CellQuicken endless, and never ever having your client to be unsure or unable to treat, prevent, cure, and rejuvenate their own body. It's also important to remember the terms of service and the activation of their warranty and guarantee. Your client will also need to understand that the CellQuicken comes with all of the training DVDs and software to fully train them and help them facilitate themselves in understanding and using the CellQuicken device for themselves, family members, and for friends. The idea of an affiliate marketer is to go out there and introduce an alternative to a client. Introducing an alternative to a client that the client cannot say no going forward. You need to instill specific emotions, thoughts, and ideas into a client's mind to ensure that when you leave or by the time you come to the close of your call, that the client cannot see why they have not yet invested or why they should wait any longer before making the investment. Also remember, when it comes to payment options, the client can decide on the payment options themselves. They can do this over a credit card payment, they can do this via a personal loan, they can do this by having the friends and family members all put money together for them to be able to afford the unit, or they can do a straight EFT if they are able to do so. The reason for investing in the CellQuicken is not just investing for the sake of having a device in your house, but it's investing to change the future and the future of your friends, your family, and that of your own dreams and aspirations that you still have locked up inside of you. So always try and get your client to understand that there is no other way to move into their future without the use of this device. We are modern day technology. We are not just another item to have. We don't just treat the symptoms, but we go to the underlying cause. We don't just do a one-size-fits-all treatment. We've got a specialized, tailor-made program available for the individual client's needs and requirements. We can be used by any and all ages. We can be used in various different application methods. The CellQuicken is the best investment that you'll make for yourself and your family today for the next 20 to 20 years. If you've got any other questions or need assistance in regards to connecting and communicating with potential clients, please feel free to connect with us via the support link on the Circle to Care website.